Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the fourth quarter of the STJFL Under-12 Grand Final. And we've got a huge game on our hands. It looks like the Robins are going to win, but the Tigers, they're still up and about. They just want to take a little bit more out of this game before the end of the season and look to 2016 to bounce back and perhaps win next year as the Kingborough Tigers move it out wide. Finds his teammate there in George Stevenson. I beg your pardon, that's Jackson Todd pushing the ball forward onto the half-forward line, coming out to meet the ball there, Brody Turner for the Robins. The Robins push it up the wing, straight back down the throat of that man, Todd. Comes out again for the Robins. Here's a chance for Darcy Gardner, pushing the ball towards his big, strong centre-half forwards. But nothing doing there. Handballed up, nice work there, out to Backhouse and tapped out and pushed out for a boundary throw in Noah Scott. Now, Hoppy, you went down to the Robins huddle there at three-quarter time. What was the message?
Oh, there was just a sense of sheer excitement by the parent body, grandparent body. Gee, there's some numbers. It's a flotilla of Brighton people down there, but Coach Lamb was very steady and calm, and he said, you know, you played well so far, but we've got 15 more minutes of footy, and we've got to respect our opposition, and they can still come out, and we have to play the game right out. He was very calm, obviously very pleased, and he was just trying to keep a lid on it at that stage, Tubes.
Yeah, absolutely, as Noah Holmes comes in and he'll have his shot at his fourth goal. Anyone that kicks 4 goals in a grand final, Hoppy, is an absolute superstar in my opinion.
Oh yes, and so I want you to get your thinking caps on who we will be voting for best on ground as well, and this man has been a very good player as Holmes is lining up. It's the marks that he's taken when he's been under duress of opposition. He's been able to stand tall, but now can he finish as he drives the ball toward that goal? Can he finish? It's just off to the side and through for the minor scorers. That one has shaved the post going through, Tubes.
Hey, I love the way that Noah Holmes has gone about his footy today. He's just reading the ball so well, and that's something that's mainly instinctual as opposed to a skill that you can teach. He's a very, very good player as Mitchell Hayes brings the ball out for Kingborough. Up the wing, onto the half-back line, but it's all Robins here. Nice handball out, trying to get there is Harry Gardner. He does, but it's all again Tigers here as they push it up forward. Nice work there by Downey. Downey can't quite gather the ball. That perceived pressure coming hard and thick from the Robins, and it looks like Harry Gardner will get a free kick here. Pants, what's the message there for the boys from Kingborough?
Caveman just said, listen, it's a tough game, guys. They're a great team. We just need to keep focusing on what we've done all year and finish off our year really well. Be proud of yourselves for making the grand final.
So it's Harry Gardner who takes that kick. He gets it over to one of the twin towers that are there. They've got to be able to share that one around. Lovely handball back towards Hayes, and Hayes goes out wide. They're trying to get some run on here, and it is Kingborough trying to push that ball forward. Well done by Harrison, who goes in. He's only small, but I think he's been reefed around his neck, and Joey Harrison, who's really tried in this last quarter. Didn't notice him much in the first half, but in the third quarter he's come to the fore, and he's certainly come to play in the last quarter as Tigers have taken a mark on the wing position. Now here we go on that left boot, driving it back down there. Gee, that was a lovely spoil by Noah Holmes. He's doing it both ends of the grounds, Tubes.
He's everywhere. They've moved him into the ruck just to give the boy a few touches. I think he's probably been best on ground.
Excuse me, Tubes, but there is the doyen of junior sport. There is the great Jim Horn. He's been the president of the STJFL, I think, for about 44 years. He is a machine. He's just a workhorse as he's going around there, just getting everything in readiness. And we can say with a bit of flippancy, but hats off to the STJFL board who have run this competition just like a dream. And also, of course, a huge thanks to Cripps the Master Bake, who have been making bread here in Tasmania since 1878.
And bringing you all the live footy all throughout the year as the ball comes forward for Brighton to one of the twin towers. He'll go back and have a shot here. No, he just does the unselfish team thing, looking for Blake Wood. No, it doesn't quite get there. It comes over the back. It's picked up nicely there by Blair Wood, and he goes around the corner, and he gets involved too. And a little bit of get around me, boys, and a little bit of extra work from Blairy Wood, who kicks his first goal of this quarter.
Good play there, Pants. Just where the little man should be. He really rove that ball well as we watch on replay.
Yeah, watch the kick in the middle here. He doesn't try and blaze away. He has a look, centres the ball, right position, got the men there. Little fella out the back, Blake Wood. Number 20, watch him pick the ball up here. Left foot, bang, lovely goal, Blake Wood.
It was clever skills, wasn't it, across his body? And I liked it when he got the ball. That first 2 steps with great pace. He had a look over his right shoulder and slotted that one very, very nicely. So hats off to Blair Wood for that goal. And as we look down just to our left-hand side, the Brighton people are getting very excited. They've had a lot of support, this team, and now it is all coming the reality. You can win 14 straight, Tubes, but you've actually got to win the main dance.
Absolutely, as the ball comes out to Hayes. Hats off to Kingborough as well, because they haven't given up at all. They are still playing, even though this game was well beyond them, unfortunately. So free kick going the way of Brighton here on the centre wing. It'll go to that man,
look at that
Tyron Bailey. Yep. Absolutely incredible. And voice too, boys. You can hear the voices coming through from the Brighton boys as they get a little bit of clearance here. Here goes Wood. Chips it over the top into the path. See, that's what I mean. There's just been the difference as the ball comes into Malore.
He didn't blaze away, Tubes. He looked for a player, and he knew a player would be up in front, out, ready to take the mark. Perfect kick.
Yeah, it was very mature footy there, guys, the way they went across. Inadvertently, I thought that kick might have gone too far, but they had 2 numbers, and see that, the way he changed his direction to get to another player in better position. As we go back now, and it went toward the goal, and that one by Jackson Mellor has gone through, and he has joined the party, and that was a very popular goal as they get across and rob the old bonce there of young Mellor. And we have got goal kickers galore. It has been a very, very dominant performance, and what has been a very, very close final series, Pants. Some of the games that we've seen so far in the final series has been some of the best junior footy, and I must admit the Lauderdale and Kingborough game at the TCA a few weeks ago, that was a high standard, wasn't it?
It was, Hoppy, and it shows for the future that we've got some good up and young coming footballers coming through the system in southern Tasmania, and hats off, as you said before, to the STJFL. Competition's really even. I mean, Brighton are winning today, but overall, here we go through the centre.
Oh, how far did he run, boys?
Maxie Lamb just took up, and it was a shame there, Tubes, as our Duff aeroplane just went over the top, but unfortunately the camera wasn't quite working, so we'll see if we can get that fixed up when the plane comes across North Hobart again. It was Maxie Lamb, though, Jonah Lomu style from... He just tried to put the don't argue, but it comes back now. It's going back in. Look out, as there's plenty of Brighton boys getting up to, it's only 10 metres out, and they're all trying to join in and enjoy the party and get their name on the score sheet. As they're holding that one in, they are wanting another goal as they're lining up, Tubes.
Yeah, I think the heads are just starting to drop at the Kingborough boys just a little bit now. They know it's well and truly game over, but it'll be good to see them just run this game out and look forward to next season.
Well, they've certainly set them up, Kingborough down there, because they're in the finals of many teams, and of course their senior team, after a year last year that they didn't win any games, they won 4 games and they're competitive all season. So it is a community that's vibrant with Australian rules football. As lining it up now for Brighton and ready to drive that one through, and that has been set sail. Another goal. Gee whiz, they are really doing well, and aren't they enjoying the celebrations?
Good on them too. That's what grand finals are about, Hoppy. We do play footy to win, but we also play footy to enjoy the great game of Aussie rules that it is. But good on the Brighton boys. They seem to be a class above Kingborough, and obviously the Kingborough boys will grow over the next 12 months, and we'll start seeing some more tools come out of there as well. I'm
glad you mentioned that word enjoyment, because I was listening with great intent yesterday to the radio, and they're talking about how football now in a professional basis, have they all but sucked the enjoyment out because it's so analysed and analysed and analysed. And it was interesting that David Parkin was saying how they need to bring a little bit more enjoyment back into the game, and you can see that these young fellas are really expressing themselves and having a great day out, as Brighton now are pushing on and pushing forward, held without the ball, and I think you'll find that that's going to be a free kick here to Jacob Young. Young now pushes that ball into a very dangerous area when you've got those big bodies of the Brighton boys picking it up and screwing it back. I think that was touched there by Tyrone Bailey, and only through for a minor score.
Clever stuff there from the Brighton player to just get his kick away there, though, in amongst a huge amount of traffic.
Certainly was. So the Tigers now, you can see there, it's 12-7, which is 79. Tigers 139. So it is a 70-point lead to Brighton at this stage. And we always thought that it was going to be a test, Pants, and that in the first quarter, the Tigers actually did a really good job of mounting that pressure, where there was, I think, 2-1. They might have got that third goal.
They got the first goal, actually, Hoppy.
Yep.
Of the game. So Brighton have kicked 12 in a row. Make it 13. Yes.
Well, it has gone through. That's a cracker of a goal from downtown. Who kicked that one?
Jackie Lewis kicked that one. It was just magnificent work, just streaming through the middle of the ground here. And we can see that just the pressure from the Brighton boys to just be around the footy. Holmes again involved as it came out the top here. Clever tap. Nice work by Blakey Wood there around the corner. And just watch this, just the pace, those first 3 steps just to get away from all opponents and then to finish as well. Wasn't the greatest of kicks, but straight through the high diddle. Great work there by I beg your pardon, it was Jack Lewis.
He's played well today too, young Jack Lewis.
Absolutely.
I think.
Certainly has. I mean, gee whiz, if you're looking for best on ground, there's a number of candidates. For Kingborough, I know George Stevenson, Pants, I think he has really stood out for me.
Yeah, he stood out. Young Joey Harrison's had a crack too.
He has had a crack.
Mitchell Hares.
Yeah, so there's been a few boys there, but you would suspect that our winner of BOG would potentially come from the victorious Brighton team. As you can see, still playing the team game, and that's very nicely done. Instead of blazing away like you've alluded to time after time, Pants, head up and saw that Lamb was on his own in a better position for the team, and Lamb will go back now and try and kick that goal.
I've been around a little bit in junior footy ranks, and to watch these kids in under 12, the way their skills are, they've got a big future, these boys. And look at him, he even takes them on.
Lamb, he plays on and he screws that one around, and Maxi Lamb has put it through for his second goal. He enjoyed that one.
Love a bit of elegance.
I think he just suddenly realised, I think I've come in too close. and by the time the Tiger just, with old Jack in the box, he thought, hello, he's about 4 foot up in the ground. I'm just going to go around him. And he popped it through.
Just a quick little update there, boys, as well. That's Max Lamb's second goal, but the goal kicker from earlier that we didn't have on the number 2, that was Jay Waitford kicking his first goal. So we didn't have a name on him, but well done to Jay Waitford kicking a goal in the grand final.
Certainly was, and there have been plenty of them, and we'll give you all of that in just a few moments as it is. 13 minutes gone in the last quarter, and it has been a procession this last quarter as Brighton have really come to play, breaking out of the centre. And it's the centre clearances that have been fantastic for them in the last quarter as the Tigers, they're not giving up. They're a beauty, this Tiger outfit, as they go back down towards the wing. Can't bring that one to the ground. And it is Campbell who pushes it forward. As you can see here, they've got numbers everywhere. And backing around is Darcy Gardner. Gardner gets out to that leading Jackson Mellor.
Again, just beautiful work. The boys just lower their eyes and have a look as they move the ball forward. And you can see the runners here. It was great work by Darcy Gardner just to spot up Mellor coming out and just to execute the kick as well. He's tougher than it looks.
Certainly is. So Jackson Mellor will go. It's just touched on the line. Excellent there work by the Tigers, getting back and touching that one.
I'd have to say, Darcy Gardner, the centre clearances, he's been in the centre nearly all game, and the way he presents himself, he runs straight out of the centre and he looks for an option every time. So he's had a great game too.
Certainly has. The ball's back towards centre half forward position. Get another handball out. It's a push over. That was Backhouse. Backhouse gets it across to Lamb. And Lamb, we know he's got a very strong left foot. He pushes that one through for his third goal.
Yeah, magnificent work again in amongst the clinches there from the Brighton boys. The ball just was moved forward there. Just getting their hands on the footy again. Beautiful work here. Clever stuff there from Dylan Backhouse to find Lamb. And around the corner, just on the left foot, just nice work, eases it through. and that puts it well beyond doubt, of course.
Tell you what, he's got the Stewie Jews about him, Maxi Lamb, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He's very strong in the legs, and when he turns around, he gets that pendulum going and he gives it a good ride, and he slotted it through for what was his third goal for the game.
Turns around like a speedboat, not the Spirit of Tasmania.
Yeah, absolutely there as that ball up, and it is Brighton. They've been fantastic out of the centre of the ground. But the siren has gone, and you can see the jubilation on the Brighton boys as they are cock a hoot at that great victory. So it is the Robins. They are 15-8, 98 to the Tigers. 1 goal, 3-9, and it is party time up there in Brighton. It was Maxi Lamb who finished with 3 goals. Smith got 1, Mellor, Darcy Gardner got a couple, Blair Wood, Jack Lewis, Tyrone Bailey, Mitchell, Michael Williams, Jay Wayford, and 3 to Noah Holmes. And as we mentioned a few minutes ago, Sammy Kelly got that lone goal for Kingborough, which was indeed the first goal of the game. So, Pants, it was a very, very convincing victory there to Brighton, who have been clearly the best team throughout the season.
Yeah, no doubt, Hoppy. They've been a fantastic side all year, and as we saw today, just well drilled. The way those boys in under 12s can switch the play, they can look for an opponent in the centre, they don't blaze away. Congratulations to the coach and congratulations to Brighton, and commiserations to Kingborough, but played a fantastic game, boys, and hold your heads high.
Absolutely. They'll take a bit away from this, Hoppy. I think the Kingborough Tigers have got a bit of a foundation to work upon for 2016, and I'm sure we'll see them running around in the under-13s next year.
Oh, absolutely. And what was a very, very competitive 19-team roster, they came out on top, but it was a very good season. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was a cracker of a game, well drilled, and we were very impressed by the brand of footy, and so to be all celebrations down there at Brighton. So there's only one thing for it as we will go in a minute to see the presentations. But gentlemen, any thoughts on who you perceive might be our player of the day?
Well, I'll let you go first, Pants.
Yeah, I mentioned him before. There's a couple that I liked. Obviously, the obvious choice would probably be Noah Holmes for his 4 goals. I think he kicked there, Hoppy. Three. But the one that stood out for me in the centre clearances all day, and he's only a little fella, he's not one of the talls, Darcy Gardner.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Pants. I think Darcy Gardner was the best on ground for mine, closely followed by Noah Holmes, and Maxi Lamb was very good, as well as, of course, Jack Lewis, who provided a lot of pace through the midfield there. Hoppy.
Oh, I tell you what, Tubes, I'm just following you, mate. That was fantastic. That's exactly what I had. I had Gardner, Holmes and Lamb, but you could just throw a blanket over the whole team. I know it's a bit sometimes weak to say great team effort, but that's exactly what it is. So this is the walk that they want when you walk up to the Gorringe stand and get your medals presented by Jim Horn, the president, and Tony Gibson, and of course also there is Paul Godomsky, the CEO of Cripps the Master Baker, who are the very, very proud sponsor of the STJFL. So without further ado, let's cross down to the presentation area.